Stay up with us for the best in late-night television. We're AFN, your super...
Hi, and welcome to Tyrolia. January is almost here, so I'm sure that winter vacations are on many of your minds. The northern Tyrolean Alps of Austria is an area that remains undiscovered by many Americans, and that's where we come to you from this month. Part of Austria's beautiful combination of world-class skiing and warm Tyrolean hospitality.
It was the skiing that brought us here, and if you like to ski, chances are you'll love Tyrolia. Skiers are challenged by the slopes of the Ski Grossraum, Austria's largest interconnecting ski circuit. The Ski Grossraum is comprised of 97 lifts connecting approximately 70 miles of well-groomed ski slopes.
The people are nice and warm and friendly. The spectacular scenery, it's just superb. I mean, the runs, 5 kilometres long, good, long, clear runs. There's not too many trees to sort of crash into or dodge. And the snow's great, steep and deep.
Advance week here and never ski the same slope twice. And best of all, you can ski all of the slopes with just one pass. A 6-day pass for the Grossraum will run you about 960 Austrian shillings. That's about $80, and that's a bargain.
Snow is rarely, if ever, a problem here. Average year, there's 12 feet of it. And even though we're here relatively early in the season, as you can see, snow's already knee-deep.
At the center of the Grossraum is the village of Scheffau, which is where we stayed during our visit to this region. Scheffau is a typical Austrian ski village. You don't see any fast food restaurants here, just small family-owned pensions. And that's a big part of this region's appeal.
Got a lot of atmosphere. It's not built out like a lot of the ski areas here with the, big hotels. It's still small pensions and things like that, and it's a bit of atmosphere, I think. It's not crowded out.
Frankfurt in about 5 hours. We took Autobahn A3 to Nuremberg, where we connected with the A9. From there, we took the A9 south to the Munich bypass A99. From there, we connected with the A8 to Rosenheim, where we in turn connected with our last Autobahn, the A93, across the border. Once you cross the border, it's about 5 minutes to the Scheffau exit. From there, just follow the signs. Once you pull into town, the first thing on your mind will probably be, well, where are we going to stay? You'll be happy to learn that accommodations in this area come in a wide variety of comfort. Scheffau is typical of most hotels in this area. The rooms, while nothing special, are indeed very comfortable and well appointed. One night here will cost you about $30 to $35. That price also includes your breakfast and dinner, so you can be assured of having a place in something busting your bank account. If you're looking for something a little bit plusher, then try this hotel, 5 minutes from Scheffau in the village of Going. Everything here is first class. You even get a jacuzzi in the bathtub. All of this luxury will, of course, cost you. A night here with breakfast included will be anywhere from $80 to $120. If you plan on visiting here with the kids, you might want to consider a Ferienwohnung or a vacation apartment. They usually have at least 2 bedrooms and a big living room, which is great when you want a long day. Another advantage of staying in a vacation apartment is that they come with fully equipped kitchens, so you can save money by making your meals and eating at home. 6 overnights in an apartment similar to this one will run you in the price range of $350 to $500.
All of the, and we've been in 3 of them in this area over the years. All very good. The people bend over backwards to help you with any problem or to accommodate your group, shuffling things around. Everything is problem-free.
Look sure that the family have a good time when you come to visit their part of Austria. So the accent here in Scheffau is on family skiing.
This is really the idea because children like to learn very early to become good skiers. So we had to offer the program, as I say, concentrating with children from about 4 or 5 years on, and then for the family, practically for anyone up to about 60.
Even though this is a family-oriented ski area, don't get the wrong impression. There's still a lot of fun to be had after you take your skis off.
Yeah, they don't care here. It's really good. I mean, I see that you dance on the tables if you want. It's really great.
Nobody cares, huh?
No one cares, yeah. You have to do it.
The solitude of the Tyrolean Alps gives your mind and senses a break from the hectic life. Crisp and clean, the sky vividly blue. The rugged beauty of these mountains is something that goes far beyond words.
So beautiful. I'm coming from northern Germany, and we have the flatlands, and so naturally the ski vacation is something most enjoyable, the scenery, the mountains. But I fell in love with that mountain back there.
It is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, yes.
The scenery, actually, the long runs, and here it's mountains in the background. Really good.
Standing on the ski slopes, you get a good view of the mountaintops. However, adventurous types are encouraged to discover firsthand the beauty of a high Tyrolean mountain valley.
I've heard a lot of the Austrian Alps, but of course you have to see them in person to truly appreciate them. This is the Hintersteiner See, or the Hintersteiner Lake. It's about 3 miles up the valley from Scheffau. Walking through this valley, you rather get the impression that nothing has changed here for hundreds of years.
We expected to find great ski landscapes, but what we didn't anticipate was the warmth and sincerity of the Tyrolean people. Life here is simple and sweet, fun-filled days of music, good food, and honest friends. The skiing here is great, but it's the people that I will remember most about my visit to Tyrol.
The Tyrolean people are extremely hospitable. Naturally, their main business is tourism, but it's also in their nature. They're very helpful and very polite.
This is the Steinerhof, a cattle farm located on a mountain meadow high above Scheffau. The Steinerhof family of Horngacher. Peter tends to the family's herd of dairy cattle, while Maria runs a small guest house in the family home. Together, Peter and Maria make beautiful music.
Schau das Alpenglüh überm Berg, was so schön ist, nur unsere Welt. Schau den Wasserfall, dort am Felsen, das erste Sternlein am Himmel.
That Austria is home to a year-round music festival, which points to the fact that music is a part of everyday life in Tyrol. Peter is also pretty handy with a flugelhorn, so to show us his skills, he took us to his music studio, the Cow Barn. Peter claims that the music makes the cow milk sweeter, and judging by the looks on the cows, well, who's to argue? Tyrolean nights get more interesting with the passing of every hour, and as the evening draws to a close, Peter has his harp out again, but this time he has something special in mind.
Doch nach langem Hin und Her, da kam sie drauf, da sie fühlte Wein, viel lieber muss die Bühne jetzt auf.
You can also visit Peter and Maria during your stay in Scheffau. They'd love to have you. The Alps are known for beautiful music, but they're also known for wood carving. In these parts, a log is something more than just what you throw on the fire. It's also a potential piece of art. this is the workshop of Hans Strobel. Hans is a self-taught wood sculptor who was born and raised in this region. His workshop looks like a hurricane just blew through it, and if you ask him who's in charge here, he'll tell you Princess. Princess, you see, is his cat who runs things from her shoebox on the workbench. Together with Princess, Hans carves some exquisite pieces of art. Hans is a reflection of all the good things we found in Tyrol. He's quick with a smile and a friendly word. His carvings are the product of a patient hand, intent on doing things well, not quickly. And like any good Tyrolean, Hans is also a bit of a musician.
No, it's gut, gar nicht mehr.
We came to Tyrol to ski, and that's exactly what we'll do right after this message. So please, stay with us.
Imagine gliding down snow-covered alpine meadows, the fresh mountain air and scenery rushing by. Skiing is rapidly becoming one of the fastest-growing winter sports, and each year more and more people are taking to the slopes. If you happen to be one of the many just starting out on skis this year, there's a few things you should keep in mind. Good skiing, like many sports, is a combination of ability and the proper equipment. In skiing, skis, boots, and bindings all work as a system, one of the most important of which is the binding. When it comes to safety, all bindings are designed to perform one important function, and that's to release the ski from your foot the instant when having the ski would do you more harm than good. Be sure to pick a binding that best suits your ability, weight, and age. Then a technician can adjust the binding to keep you skiing safely. This message is brought to you as a service of AFN Europe.
We're back in Tyrol for our second day on the slopes, and just by coincidence, so is a group of students from the Ramstein Elementary School in Kaiserslautern. Ramstein Elementary sends kids here each year for a school study week that combines reading, writing, and arithmetic with fun on the slopes. And by the look of things, the kids are having a great time, but don't take my word for it.
I like the scenery and the gondolas that you ride, and just going down the hills is just so fun. Really, it's just real good.
I like skiing. Basically the basic stuff like snow plowing and how to do snowplow turns. And then we get to like lunch, it's really slow. Before lunch it's really slow. After lunch we get a little bit sped up because we're used to it then.
While children enjoy the freedom that skiing offers, teachers point to other benefits that their students draw from learning to ski.
First of all, it's a beautiful place, and it's a wonderful ski school. The kids, we have taken kids who don't know what a ski is, or they don't even know what snow is, some of them, and by the end of the week they can ski down the mountain. And it does a lot for their self-confidence. There's a lot of responsibility involved and self-discipline.
As lunchtime rolls around, we're getting hungry, so we head to this mountain hut for a bite to eat. These huts are one of the great things about skiing in Tyrol. They're located all over the mountains, so you don't have to go searching for a place to eat or to grab a quick drink. They're also a great place to meet other skiers and to swap stories about how good or bad you skied that morning.
If you come to one of these mountain huts, you have to try the Jaeger tea. Jaeger tea is a local drink specialty. It's pretty potent stuff. It's made from rum, schnapps, red wine, and a little bit of tea. It's served up hot and guaranteed to warm you up from the inside out. So gentlemen, prost, huh?
The atmosphere in these places is fantastic. There's just something about the fresh air and an open fireplace that combines to melt away all your worries. And of course, it just would not be Tyrol without music.
O du heiliger Sankt Leonhard, du lieber Viechpatron, geh mocht echt als der Much mi mich, stand mir so gut an. Ich tat dir Stangen in Freude und Leid, es war heute so viel gut. Ja, und der Much mi anschlecken dat, so wie es die Plässe jetzt tut.
Well, after lunch and a yodel, it's back to the slopes, because in the Tyrolean Alps, there's always more time for skiing.
Snowboarding is a sport which is becoming increasingly popular throughout Europe. However, as with any new sport, the hardest part is where do you learn? Specialist Hank Husingfeld is at AFRC Garmisch. He files this report on how you can learn to snowboard this winter at AFRC.
We're high atop the Zugspitze, the Federal Republic's tallest mountain in the Bavarian Alps. This beautiful area near Garmisch has great skiing, and lots of Americans flock here to take advantage of AFRC's winter programs. This season, you might consider an alternative to downhill skiing, a sport that continues to grow in popularity. Originally called snurfing, a metal play with a bar to hold onto, was the first crude form of the snowboard. Today, they're made of wood or plastic with nylon strings, much like skis. AFRC gives you the chance to learn this growing sport.
The snowboarding is new in our program this year, and we want to offer snowboarding to every level. We have trained instructors, and people can come ask for lessons, and they come on a either weekly basis, what we would like to prefer, or on a daily individual basis.
What's the appeal of snowboarding? Well, according to Mr. Aschenbrenner, it's simply another way of riding on snow, but without having anything in your hands. In layman's terms, it's fun.
It's another kind of sport. It's also gliding, like skiing, or telemark skiing, but it's a different kind of sport. You are in a different stance on the board, and it's also the challenge to manage a slope, to manage the hard-packed slope, to do snowboarding in soft snow, in powder snow, and this is the excellent part of it. Soft, if the snow is really soft, it is like you ride on a pillow. Very smooth and soft. It's excellent feeling.
Equipment for snowboarding is basic. You can use regular ski boots, rear entry the most preferable, or the soft ski touring boots. These are both for hard bindings. If you want to use moon boots, that's okay too, because they slip easily into soft bindings. If you're a beginner and plan on buying a board, make sure you choose one that adapts to all snow conditions. It should be fairly flexible and not stiff. Length is a big factor, and you should start with a short board for better maneuverability. Once you have all the equipment, here's some good advice.
You should first take a lesson to know first what to do on the board and the rules and regulations on the slopes, and then how to do it. That's very important. Also how to ride a T-bar lift, you know, that's not that easy. And people should go through this easy progression. It is learned faster than skiing, but the people should be aware of everything what goes on the slope and on snow, on in the mountains.
You're not going to be able to fly like this the first time you get on a snowboard. Just take your time learning how to control the board, and maybe after a ski season or two, you'll be able to shout the Southern California surf yell of Cowabunga. Enjoy the scenery, too, wherever you decide to take up this novel sport, and have fun. That's it from the Zugspitze. Back to you, Lon.
Thanks, Hank, and welcome back. Well, after running around the slopes all day long, you're definitely going to be hungry. Luckily, the Tyrolean food is truly delicious. The area offers a wide variety of mom-and-pop type restaurants that serve up great Tyrolean food at very reasonable prices.
For starters, we headed to this restaurant in the village of Going. If you decide to visit here, you'll be in pretty good company. Former visitors include tennis stars Yvonne Lendl, Boris Becker, and Steffi Graf, as well as American astronaut James Lavelle and actresses Catherine Oxenberg and Stephanie Belafonte. However, you don't have to be a celebrity to eat here. Maria, our tour guide, and I sat in the main dining room, and yes, those are real cows you see in the background. Understand, this place has been here for over 300 years, and when the owners decided to convert it into a restaurant, well, somehow it just did not seem right to evict the cows from their rightful home. So separated by plexiglass, diners and cows enjoy each other's company while eating. I didn't have the heart to look a cow in the eye while dining on one of their barnyard cousins. Maria was of a different mind, though. She even ordered a steak, a pepper steak to be exact, and according to her, a very good one. I opted for the Tyrolean Bauernschmaus, which literally translated means a Tyrolean farmer's mouse. Actually, it's a variety of ham and pork sausages served over a bed of sauerkraut with a canoodle, which reminded me of a stuffing ball. Very simple, but also very tasty. With a glass of wine and a draft beer, our bill came to around $34. For something a little easier on the wallet, we headed to a typical Scheffau eatery. Like most restaurants in this area, it was family-owned and offers a wide variety of home-style meals. The tab here will run you anywhere between $5 and $12. We ordered a Brotzeit-Teller, or a cold-cut platter. It came with an assortment of meats and cheeses, as well as a basket of brown bread. Our platter had enough on it to feed 6 people. It's a bargain at $20. The owner's son, 8-year-old Robert, joined us for dinner to practice his English, of course, and that's Grandma and Grandpa you see sitting back in the corner. The atmosphere and warmth here made me feel quite at home. If you want to take a break from skiing for a day, then we recommend heading to the city of Kitzbühel, which is about a 20-minute drive from Scheffau.
Kitzbühel is known as being one of the premier ski centers in Europe. It's also one of the most expensive. So if you plan on visiting here, be sure to bring your checkbook. However, of course, the window shopping is free.
Long before Kitzbühel became a fashionable winter ski resort, it was a popular summer resort for European royalty. Today, the unrivaled beauty of the Tyrolean Alps provides a prime winter getaway for jet-setters. Although we didn't see any celebrities during our visit to Kitzbühel, we did see a lot of locals and tourists enjoying Glühwein at the Christmas market. Another major Tyrolean city is Kufstein, which is located about 10 miles northwest of Scheffau on the German border. Like many other Austrian provincial towns, Kufstein is dominated by a mighty fortress. In this case, it's the Geroldzek Castle, built in the 12th century by Bavarian dukes. It withstood many sieges and was later used as a political prison before becoming the city's historical museum. The fortress's most interesting feature is the colossal Heroes organ, which is housed in one of the great towers. On a windless day, the locals claim you can hear the organ 5 miles away. Kufstein is also known for producing beautiful hand-blown crystal. Crystal hunters looking for bargains will want to visit this factory located on the outskirts of town. The word bargain is, of course, relative when talking about crystal. This handmade plate will set you back 5,600 shillings. That's about $470. Just browsing, though, is, of course, free. That's about all the time we have for tonight. Be sure to join us next month when we'll be a little bit closer to home at AFRC Chiemsee. Specialist Jim Carnell has this preview. Jim?
Thank you, Lon. Some of Germany's best skiing is on this side of the Alps. And AFRC Chiemsee not only offers a challenge to the expert skier, but some good, solid instruction for the beginner. If you're bunny slope qualified, you'll want to take advantage of the 11 ski areas that are minutes away from your Chiemsee retreat. And there's more to AFRC Chiemsee. Ice skating, swimming, and programs for the kids are all part of the package. Now, if sightseeing is on your list of must-dos, then of course a side trip to King Ludwig's castle is a must. You see, this magnificent structure, modeled after the palace at Versailles, was never completed by the Mad King Ludwig. But what was completed provides a feast for the eyes.
There's garbage. Oh my God. Yeah.
Tune in next month as Passport takes you to AFRC Chiemsee. Back to you, Lon, in Tyrol.
You know, I can give you 1,000 reasons of why to come to the Tyrolean Alps, but I think the music that these two gentlemen play is probably more than enough. We'll have the address where you can get some more information on this area of Austria right after this list of upcoming events. So bitte, Herren, spielen.
Voice remind you, keep it secure. Keep it secure. When you need to keep certain conversations secure. When you're on duty, do you hear an alarm go off? Whenever certain documents should be kept locked up. And when you're on duty, does a mysterious flashing light warn you when to keep certain people from getting into certain places? That was when you were on duty. But now that you're off duty, it's important that you continue to keep aware of a need for security.
Hey, did either of you hear the captain talking about...
Keep it secure. Good OPSEC. Keep it secure. To help assure the success of your mission, use common sense and heed those same warnings when you're off duty, too.
What were you going to say about the captain?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Some people go to great lengths to be defensive drivers. They want to make sure they're as safe as possible out there on the road. That's good. But it's even better to know that driving defensively has a lot more to do with using your head than with technology. Sure, it's smart to protect yourself, but real protection comes from inside the car. It begins with the driver's ability to use good judgment, like making sure there's ample space between you and other cars. Watch 6 to 10 car lengths ahead so you can anticipate traffic patterns. And check your rearview mirror frequently. You won't need to go to extremes. if you're simply aware of what's happening around you. You don't have to be combat ready. You just need to use common sense.
Eli Whitney's invention of the cotton gin revolutionized agriculture, but it was so simple to copy, competitors put him out of business. So he had a better idea, and it also changed America. Eli Whitney's new machines made exact copies of each part of a gun, allowing unskilled workers to work an assembly line. Henry Ford later used the concept to build cars and to revolutionize industrial development in America.
Known as nutritional blindness occurs due to a lack of vitamin A in their diet. One child goes blind every minute. For many, it's too late, but for thousands, there's still time to get them the mega dose of vitamin A they desperately need. Helen Keller International is able to provide these little boys and girls with the sight-saving vitamin A for less than $1 per child. For more information, write Helen Keller International. It's an approved international service agency.
If only people would look at each other in a different way, without seeing the faces, or the races, or the part of the world we come from. Because all of us really are pretty much alike. We all wear the uniform, and each one of us deserves an equal opportunity to do our best. In fact, if you give everyone an equal chance, they'll probably give you the shirt off their back.